Excuse me.
Yes, sir?
May I have another beer, please?
Certainly, sir. Same again?
Yeah, please. How is this stuff made?
That's the secret of the master brewer, sir. Each barrel is lovingly manhandled in time-honored fashion, suspended on skillfully tied ropes of the finest hemp, lowered into the cellar, utilizing the forces of original gravity, like manna from heaven. I'm sorry, but the pump appears to be broken.
I could fix it for you.
I don't think so. This is a job for a professional electrician. Oh well, at least the glass washer is still working. It's not my dear, is it?
It just so happens I'm an electrician. Check out my credentials.
Well, no. Isn't that marvelous? Here's a house bedeviled with faulty wiring of a wayward nature. Here's you, an electric man, with a little plastic card to prove it. I still want to see what you can do before I let you touch me beer pumps. You can make a start on the glass washer. When you finish that, will you take a look at the pumps?
I couldn't see anything obviously wrong with the machine. I used all my knowledge of electrical engineering to examine the plug. It was a beer-stained piece of toweling. Hello again.
What?
Ah, so you're making snares to trap rabbits.
That's right. Do you have a problem with that?
Damn right I do. Isn't it painful?
Only if I get me fingers caught.
I'm talking about the rabbits. Do they feel much pain?
You bet.
I'll see you later. As soon as the old guy looked away, I grabbed his piece of wire. I replaced the fuse with a piece of wire. I knew it was dangerous, but I was desperate enough to disregard everything I knew about standard safety precautions. Excuse me, Mr. Leary. I fixed your glass washer, no problem.
Bingo! And a blessing to all the saints. A free half-pint to that man, on the house. Now, could you take a look at the beer pumps?
Well, I guess so, but I'm not making any promises.
If you can't fix them, I'll have a riot on me hands.
The pumps are in the cellar, right?
That's right. You'll find a flashlight down there somewhere.
I pushed the lever and heard the grating of metal, but nothing appeared to happen. I pulled the lever and the bolt creaked back into place. I pushed the It was impossible to return. Maybe not. Hey, McGuire.
What?
See you later, kid.
Okay, mister.
He wasn't... Hello there.
Pleased to meet you, I'm Sheriff.
I have a suspicion that Fitzgerald might have been given something by Pegram.
I thought he acted strangely. Were you not speaking to him when he ran out of the bar?
Yeah, sure. Just talking, that's all. Have you heard?
More than that. And let me tell you, it's a dreadful spectacle.
So it's not just a local... There really is a Phantom of Lochmarn.
Oh, no. I was talking about the Phantom of the Opera.
Have you ever heard of the Knights Templar?
I most certainly have. Did you know? They were the originators of our system of credit. Their financial empire stretched from the Atlantic with bases in so many countries.
So, the Knights Templar were nothing but a bunch of...
I don't get it. Are you saying these Templar guys invented banks?
In a manner of speaking.
What a dirty trick. Didn't anyone try to stop?
Oh, yes. They were arrested, and many...
Good. They bloody well deserved it if they were...
What can you tell me about the castle, Mr. O'Brien?
It's a fine site. Dates back to the 10th century, you know. Most of the existing building was added much later, of course.
Are the ruins open to the public?
Oh, no, it's much too dangerous. Anyway, there's nothing of interest remaining.
How can I get into the castle?
But those walls were built specifically to stop people getting in, Mr. Stobart. But I dare say you'll find a way, if you've the will.
Can you tell me about the tripod which was found?
Now, there's a bone of contention and controversy. It was dug up by an Englishman of the archaeological persuasion.
Who was this
Professor Pegram, the same man who dug up the gem.
Do you know where I can find Pegram?
You're too late to meet that fella.
Is he dead?
Not that, but he's gone from the village. A sore point with our esteemed host, I might add.
Do you know where Pegram is gone?
I'm sorry, but I don't. He upped anchor in the dark and shipped out before the dawn.
Why did he do that?
Who knows? A guilty conscience or a secret assignation. Whatever the reason, he'll not be missed in Lochmarn. Maybe now the fuss about the gem has died down, we can get back to normal.
What can you tell me about the gem which Pegram...
Now there's a gem which should never have been taken. A man would have to be full of greed to covet that stone. What's your interest in the jewel? You're not a reporter, are you?
Oh, no.
Thank the Lord for that.
Why has Pegram's departure upset the landlord?
He's lost a paying guest, that's why. More than that, there's the question of an unsettled... Poor Michael's seen red over the business, and I don't blame him.
Can you tell me more about the landlord?
Mick Leary? He's what you call a would-be sophisticated. The trouble is, his idea of sophistication extends as far as put it...
I never worked out why he did that. It's much too dark in there to read.
That's true. Have you ever run your hand over the back of the door? The graffiti is written in Braille.
Goodbye for now. Hey!
Hello there again, mister.
Bye for now. Excuse me.
Yes, sir?
Look, I gotta be... I pulled the lever and the bolt creaked back into place. I pushed the lever and heard the grating of metal, but it was the lever which locked the trap door. It was a trap door. I lifted the trap door, and an overpowering smell of stale beer rose from the cellar below. I looked down on a stone-tiled floor, way too far to jump.
Excuse me.
There was a nasty feeling in my guts I usually associated with light opera. It was Khan. What's the problem?
Did you see what happened here a few minutes ago?
What was that?
A man was involved in an unfortunate accident.
I didn't see anything.
What about the boy?
He doesn't know anything either. The kid, well, you know how it is in these rural communities. Not enough genes to go round. I prayed McGuire had the sense to keep his mouth shut. Was the guy hurt bad?
He's been taken care of, but he thinks he dropped a small parcel. You didn't happen to find it, did you?
If I had, I would have taken it to the police.
Of course. Thank you.
Hey, McGuire.
What?
See you later, kid.
Okay, miss...
It was impossible. The plastic cover had been smashed and broken away. Now I could see. I spotted Mr. Leary's flashlight easily. Then I noticed a flash of light, something sparkling beneath the open trap door. It was Peagram's gem, all right. A large, uncut blue stone. I guess I was already under its spell.
Did you find it?
What?
Whatever you was looking for.
Yeah. Listen, McGuire. I want you to keep this to yourself.
No problemo. Just chuck us up a crate of lager.
No way, you're not old enough.
We can sell it and make some cash.
Forget it, kid. I couldn't betray Mr. Leary's trust.
I could, for sure. That old misery guts deserves it.
If you want to do me a favor, keep a lookout for that guy in the suit.
Okay. But it'll cost you a packet of chips.
Oh, and shout if you see that Ferrari. The faucet creaked, coughed, and spewed out a stream of rusty-colored water. I shut off the faucet as tight as I could, but it kept on dripping. Excuse me.
Yes, sir?
I found your flashlight.
So I see. You'd better keep hold of that until you fix the pumps.
Look, I gotta be... Hey, McGuire.
What?
Want a closer look at the gem, McGuire?
You'd better hide that, mister. What if the pixie comes back? You'll be in trouble.
I don't believe in pixies. Underneath that costume.
Smart.
See you later, kid.
Okay, mister.
It was a large... It was impossible. Hi, it's me again.
So I see.
Did you happen to see a red sports car down on...
I caught a glimpse of a flash of red on the hill and heard the racket.
Sure, it was an awful noise. A sports car.
A Ferrari, to be exact.
A racing car. And the poor fella must have been lost.
The driver of the Ferrari was involved in an...
Is that so?
Yeah, he knocked somebody down outside the bar.
What an idiot. How could a thing like that happen?
He was traveling too...
So fast, he ran right under the car?
I mean, the car was traveling too fast.
But you'd have thought the idiot could have heard it coming.
Maybe you know the guy who was hit by the Ferrari. His name is Sean Fitzgerald.
Oh, I know him, all. That's me nephew, the idiot responsible for the stacking of my hay cart. Was he killed by the car?
Oh, no, but he has been a...
Well, that's a relief now.
Aren't you going to look for your nephew?
What for? From what you say, it's too...
Well, you could report the matter to the police.
Better not. Besides, what could they do?
Well,
they have only the one bicycle. In a question of superior acceleration, I put me money on the Ferrari.
I think you ought to know exactly what Sean...
I'm not sure I want to know.
But you're his uncle. His own...
You're right, but what can I do? If I'm not here to guard it, some idiot might try to climb the haystack. What a moral... Stay here and guard this potentially lethal or to go off in search of the prodigal nephew, the very... It'll need some thinking about.
Why, there's no...
You're right. Why didn't I think of it before? We'll demolish the haystack.
You don't have to demolish the haystack to go look for Sean. I'll stay here in your place and warn anyone.
Marvelous. I think I should start me inquiries in the bar.
He strode off in the direction of McDevitt's bar, leaving me to contemplate the stack of hay. The stack of hay stopped, short of the top of the wall. Even if I stretched as far as I could, the wall was out of reach. What I needed was a slice or two of Alice's Wonderland. I pushed my fingers into the narrow crack. It went back several inches into the rock. I pushed my... I inserted the end of the lifting key in the mortarless crack and gave it a firm shove. It remained lodged in the wall, jutting out to form a step. I tugged at the lifting key. The rope by which the goat was tethered had become tangled on the old plowshare. The statue was too heavy to lift. It overbalanced into the sand. The statue lay face up in the soft... As I swung the stone upright, I noticed it had left a pattern of holes in the sand. I placed my fingers in the 5 impressions left by the fallen stone. I placed my fingers and thumb into the holes in the wall. I tried in vain to move the panel. As I dipped my fingers into the soft white powder, I realized what it was. Plaster of Paris. I'd used it in kindergarten to make casts of animals. I reached into the sack, but the sack contained a It was a handful of plaster. I sprinkled the plaster on the sack. I squeezed the towel as hard as I could, but it was barely damp. I smoothed the plaster level with the sand. I placed my fingers and thumb into the holes. It was the soggy tissue I'd found in the sewer. The faucet creaked. I held the towel under the faucet and soaked it with... I shut off the faucet as tight as I could, but it... The trickle of water was quickly absorbed by the plaster. I eased the solid piece of plaster from the... Underneath, it had formed a perfect copy of the statue. The hardened plaster cast fitted snugly into the 5 matching sockets.